All right, all right. LDBC, this is your boy Coach Sheldon Harrison. You're live on the Coach Sheldon Harrison Combat Sports Show Live. Okay, man, this is the modern day George Jefferson is at it again. Every time this guy, he'll take time to always be overly critical of a black athlete. Okay, now, he's overly critical of Deontay Wilder. Now, I'm not saying that Stephen A. Smith don't have his own opinion. I'm not saying he don't have that. Okay, he's entitled to his own opinion. But when you're always overly critical of black athletes, well, I got something to say about that. See, I don't even have a problem with him criticizing black athletes, period. But if you're going to criticize black athletes, then you need to criticize some of the non-black athletes that's doing 3 times as much, many things that's just messed up. I'm still waiting on him to criticize Victor Ortiz, since, Stephen A. Smith now calls himself a boxing aficionado. Okay? What a criticism of Victor Ortiz for that domestic violence. I still ain't heard Stephen A. Smith talk about Sergey Kovalev. I ain't heard him say nothing about Sergey Kovalev. How do we explain this? This man done came out against every single black athlete. Done came out and criticized them heavily when they had a problem. Amazing, right? Phone going dead. Amazing, right? But that's what he do. He was criticizing Carmelo Anthony. He went overly critical of him, and Carmelo Anthony was about to put hands on Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith had to apologize. He was telling Kevin Durant, don't make an enemy out of me. What you mean? Who are you? Like you the mafia? Like you a mafioso? Man, if I'm Kevin Durant, if you don't get your no hairline having ass George Jefferson looking ass dude, if you don't get away from me, man, I will slap the yellow right off your teeth. I mean, just threats. Like somebody scared of you, like you somebody. Come on, man. This dude's a joke. Stephen A. Smith is a joke. He's a clown. He's a damn fool. He was criticizing Chad Ochocinco, overly criticizing him, but wouldn't criticize Johnny Manziel. I mean, how do you explain this? I'm still waiting on the Ben Roethlisberger criticism from Stephen A. Smith. Hadn't got that yet. Nope, but he always want to criticize the black athletes because, he got this thing like, oh, well, listen, I'm going to be real with you, my brother. I'm going to be real with you. Oh, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real, my brother. I get so sick of this dude, man. And, to listen to him talk about boxing is laughable. When he talk about boxing, and I know Stephen A. Smith is a no hairline ass having casual. That's what he is. Okay? That's all he is. So now he overly critical of Deontay Wilder. Overly critical. Isn't that funny, man? You're going to be overly critical to the guy that's a family man. Overly critical to the guy that's stand up for our people. Okay? Overly critical. But you won't be overly critical to people like Tyson Fury. No. You don't want to talk about his background. You just want to talk about, how, he overcame his depression and all this other stuff and drugs. But we don't want, you don't really want to talk about how this guy, is still, to this day using coke. You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about how Ben Roethlisberger messed up, sexually assaulted a woman. Want to talk about how Peyton Manning sexually assaulted, his team trainer when he was at Tennessee. Don't want to talk about that. Don't want to talk about Sergey Kovalev, okay, beating up this woman. Nah, you don't want to talk about that. But Deontay Wilder say something, all over it. Floyd Mayweather say something, all over it. Because that's the kind of dude this dude is, man. Stephen A. Smith basically is a company man, and he really want to appease the people at his job. It's funny, Stephen A. Smith didn't have the same energy for Michelle Beadle or the Me Too movement or the feminists. Stephen A. Smith ain't want no smoke from those people, man. He wanted no smoke. Y'all hear me? He ain't want no smoke at all. I mean, he was terrified. Man was begging and grieving and, like he was begging for his job. But see, this guy right here, man, he gonna piss off the wrong person. And Deontay Wilder, that's not a guy you really want to piss off. Can I tell you, man, I think somebody, one of these fighters, one of these athletes, man, that he keep criticizing so heavily all the time, they're going to pull up on him, man. Like Floyd Mayweather pulled up on him at a basketball game and checked him hard. And he had Stephen A. Smith looking like he was about to cry. Like Floyd Mayweather saw him at a basketball game and pulled up on him and asked Stephen A. Smith, man, what's all this stuff you talking? Then Stephen A. Smith tried to go into defense mode and try to deny everything. See, we already know about that, man. Got checked hard. I guarantee you. I bet if Deontay Wilder see the dude, I know Deontay Wilder going to pull up on him. Stephen A. Smith, he talk too much, man. This dude is a guy with a big mouth, man. That's it. He's a guy with a big ass mouth. And when somebody stepped to him, then he try to act like, that's not what he meant by what he said. See, Stephen A. Smith, one of them kind of dudes, man. And you really can't take what this guy say. You got to take it with a grain of salt when it comes to the sport of boxing. You got to take it with a grain of salt, man. This man don't know nothing about boxing. He can have an opinion like everybody else. And you can criticize whoever, but see, notice that I said whoever. Because the criticism, it shouldn't be towards one demographic of people. But Stephen A. Smith, he's going to appease the people that don't really like him in the first place.